Hi everyone, my name is Karen Ricker. I'm a career counselor with the Experiential Learning and Career Development Center. I'm really excited to talk with you today about putting it all together and how to tie your interests and your skills and your abilities into choosing the major that's right for you, and as well as address some of the insecurities that students may face when they're trying to decide what major is right for them. So we're going to start off. We'll go through our handy dandy PowerPoint. So putting it all together, using our interests, our skills, our values, and more to find the major and the career path that's right for you. What we'll be going over today are different points of reflection. So what can be really helpful for you as you decide whether the major that you're currently in is right for you or whether another major choice could be a better fit. The struggle of the major. So what are some questions that students face as they're trying to decide if a major is a good fit for them? We'll also go over what majors are available to you. So helping you decide, okay, well, what are my different options and how can I make them work for me? And we'll wrap up with some next steps. So what else can you do beyond this little video to help you choose the right major for you? Something that's really interesting and I always enjoy sharing is that 80% of students nationwide change their major at least once during the time they're in college. 80%. That's a lot of students. So if you're thinking about changing your major or you haven't decided on a major yet, that's totally okay. You're in the same boat as the vast majority of other college students. What's even more interesting is that 50% of college students nationwide will change their major more than once. So maybe you change your major and then you add a minor and then you change your major. Totally okay, totally normal. Okay, so keep that in mind as you're deciding whether or not your major is right for you. First things to consider is how are you feeling? If you're taking a class that's part of your major and you aren't enjoying it, that's not a good sign, okay? But if there's a class that you're really excited about, that you enjoy going to every day, that might be a good indicator that it's something that you should pursue more. You'll also want to think about the general education courses that you've taken so far. What classes have been really exciting for you that maybe you didn't get to experience before? What are classes that you were really happy that, I took it, I learned from it, but I'm really glad I don't have to do it again? Or what are classes that you did really well in and you would like to learn more about that maybe you didn't think you would find interesting? You also want to think about what you're confident in and what you're nervous about. Maybe you're really confident in your ability for public speaking and bringing people together and working with a lot of different people. That's great. We'll want to look for majors that will allow you to do a lot of interaction with others. Maybe you're nervous about your math ability. Okay, so maybe you really struggle with math concepts that maybe accounting wouldn't be a good fit for you. So think about, you know, where you second guess yourself and where you know you do very well. Think about what you enjoy doing. Do you enjoy being outside? Do you enjoy being with large groups of people? Do you enjoy talking with people and helping them figure out their problems? Do you enjoy working with kids? Do you enjoy watching CSI on Netflix? What makes you happy? What helps you? What do you enjoy doing? Those can be good indicators of maybe majors or career interests that would lay ahead for you. You'll also want to think about what's important to you. Is it important to you that maybe once you get your bachelor's, you don't have to worry about going for an advanced degree? Or maybe you want to stay in a particular geographic area? Or maybe you have a certain financial goal in mind? There's a lot of things that may be important to you and may indicate your values that can be a good influence on a major or career path as well. One of the handouts that's been made available to you is a self-inventory, and it talks about what matters to me. What are my interests, both in and out of the classroom? What are my dream jobs? What am I really good at? And how would someone describe me? What's my personality? You'll also want to look at what's a motto that I live by. So, what inspires you? Once you have that filled out, we'll talk about the struggle of the major. There's a few things that students question when they're trying to decide what major is right for them, and it usually comes back to three different points. The first being, I know what I want to do, but it isn't necessarily practical. And that's fair. A lot of students may say that about careers that are more creative or in the humanities. Um, Maybe it's, I'm really interested in social sciences, but I worry I'm not going to make enough money. There's a lot of things that go into whether or not something's practical. But here's where it's really cool that you have the liberal arts background that you do. Having that liberal arts background with all of your gen eds will help you build a lot of these skills for the 21st century. And you'll see that these skills aren't necessarily tied to any particular industry or any particular career or major. They're broad, they're designed to be helpful no matter what you pursue. So be okay with taking classes that, maybe it isn't practical, it's not for me. It's not what I see myself doing as a career, but it's giving me these skills that'll be really helpful no matter what I decide to pursue. You can also look at using a co-major as a way to compromise if that's a struggle with you, that, I can't fully commit to this because I'm really concerned it's not going to work out for me. Absolutely reasonable. Using a co-major for something that you feel may be more steady or practical or fulfills, value for you may be a really good choice. Using your co-major can help balance out, um, I'm concerned about going to psychology. I don't know if I'll make a lot of money. Maybe if we add in business, I can look at human resources, and that can be a lot steadier and have a higher income than maybe just being a TSS or another entry-level psychology employee. So, using a co-major can help give you more options and expand not only your knowledge base and be marketable to employers, but also help you find other opportunities to fill that gap of practicality for you. Another thing you can do is find experience now to have success then. And we use things like internships and volunteering, campus involvement to build those hands-on experiences, and using ACRE to really gain an in-depth understanding of something that you're interested in so that you can show it to an employer and say, yes, I've built up all of this experience so far, and I'm really excited to share it with you in the workforce. So next we have, I know what I want to do, but I'm not good at it. And I'll use myself as an example. I love science. I think space is fascinating. I love animals. It's really fascinating to me how a flower gets its energy from the sun. Like, that's really cool stuff. But for whatever reason, it's not in my brain for it to stick. Okay, science just was never my strong point, and that's okay. So, for example, one of the things, if you're in that boat, that you would want to consider is what other majors could get you where you want to be. So, for example, maybe you are really passionate about going into the medical field. That's great. That's really admirable, and that's always a growing field. But if you're really struggling with your science classes, then maybe it would be beneficial to look into another major like public health or health psychology that can help you get where you want to go. It still gives you that background for a medical career, but just taking it from a different perspective. You can also look at what are other career options, what would be similar to it but isn't quite the same thing. So, for example, maybe becoming a textile pattern designer instead of going into fashion or apparel design. It's using different skills, using different software, maybe available in different geographic areas, and that can be beneficial for you. And then think about why you want to do that particular career path. Maybe it looks really cool on TV. Maybe everyone else in your family follows that particular trajectory. Maybe you have expectations from others that you want to fulfill. Think about why those are in place. Um, and, is that really what you want to do, or is that what others want you to do or expect you to do? And another common thing, probably the most common thing that students have is, I thought I knew what I wanted to do, but now I don't. Or they come in and they say to me, I have no idea. I don't know where to start. Totally okay. Here's the thing. It's really easy to feel overwhelmed and like there are too many options. There's countless careers out there, and there's dozens of different majors and co-major options that you could put together. There are a lot of options, and you need help narrowing it down. Maybe you feel pressured. Everyone always asks, what are you going to study in school? How are your classes going? What do you want to do after graduation? It's a common question from people, and it can be frustrating when you don't know how to answer. Or maybe I just don't know what my options are. I've never given myself the opportunity to really sit down and think about, okay, well, if I'm not doing this, then what are my other options? So take this opportunity to look at your options and decide what may be a good fit for you. All in all of these feelings are okay. Take the time to think about your resources. Feel free to reach out to the Academic Learning Center, the Office of Student Success, your academic advisor, us at the ELCDC, talk with your professors, and your family and friends who knows you and can give you feedback on, what they see for you. A lot of times having insight from others can help you make a really solid decision. Now, what majors are available to me? As you can see, Albright offers a ton of different choices, and that's where it can feel a little overwhelming. And again, that's okay. What I really enjoy doing for this section is go through and cross out the ones that you know are absolutely not going to work for you. Whether you print this out and actually physically cross it out, or you do a screenshot and do the little line through it, just so that it's mentally and physically blocked. I don't have to worry about this anymore. I'm not going to consider this as an option. For careers or for majors that do stick out to you, put a star next to them, highlight them, put a circle around them, whatever will help them stand out to you. So you can look and see, okay, well, maybe there's a pattern. Maybe I'm really interested in more of the writing-based majors than I thought I would be. Or maybe I'm really noticing a lot of these programs go back to an interest in sociology. You may see patterns as you cross things out and mark things as positives. If you are indifferent to something, or if you just don't feel like you know enough about it to make a decision, that's okay. You can always go back and study them more, or put the emphasis on the programs that you really want to learn more about first, that maybe you won't have to worry about the ones that fell somewhere in the middle. So once we have our lists of interests, you'll want to think about, is it something I want to do as a major? Is it something that I want to do as a co-major so I can partner it with something else? Is it something I can see as a minor? Or is it interdisciplinary? Now remember, interdisciplinary means that it's already two majors combined, so we can't combine it with anything else. So for example, let's say digital communications, okay? That's already communication, and I believe computer science, throws in some digital media. It's already a few different things mixed together, so you can't add anything else to it. But maybe you're interested in music industry studies, and that's something that you can do as a major and it'll stand alone. You can do it as a co-major, so you can partner it with something else. or we can use it as a minor, so just a couple different classes. I apologize, let's go back. So you can see there's a lot of different options. So you can mix and match. If it's a co-major, that means you would make half of the major that it would have been and partner it with another half of a major that you would have had. So it's not doing two full majors, okay? That's something really important to keep in mind. Now, say you want to learn more about the majors that you're really excited about. Going through and reading the program requirements on the Albright website can give you a lot of guidance on what to expect over your 4 years within that academic program. You can also read course descriptions. What will I be doing in each of the classes? What will the subject be? So that you know what to expect and what's going to sound appealing. A major may sound really exciting, but then once you read the individual classes, may not be as exciting as you thought. Or vice versa. It may have sounded really boring, but once you see what your classes you'll get to take, may be really exciting for you. There's also 2 online resources. What can I do with this major? So you can actually see different industries and different career paths and jobs and employers for the different majors that we offer. And then a more written, sorry about that, a more written booklet of what can I do with a major in that talks about the different skills you'll need for a given major and different job search resources related to that major. So now we'll actually move ahead. Let's wrap up with some next steps. As you can see, there is an action plan that you're able to fill out, and it helps you kind of narrow down what do I want to do next as I figure out what's best for me. And remember that this is not going to be an instant process. I wish it would be. I wish you would just wake up one day and be like, yes, I know what I'm doing for my college career. Unfortunately, that's not how it usually goes. So that's why using your resources and having an action plan will make it easier for you to work through the process and just ultimately decide what path is going to be right for you. Remember to draw from what you know from your general education courses. Use assessments. Talk with us at the ELCDC about different ways we can look at your personality and your interests and how those may influence a career path for you. Don't forget to go back to your self-inventory and reflect on it. And again, show it with your academic coach or show it with me at the ELCDC. Let us help you by looking at your own thoughts and opinions on things. And don't forget to talk with others. Everyone here at the Albright College wants to help you succeed, and we want to do really great things to help you make the most of your time at Albright. So please don't hesitate to talk with us. We'd love to help you. If you want to talk with me more, feel free to send me an email or find me on Handshake and send me a message and set up an appointment through there. I am really excited to talk with you more about choosing your major and helping you make the most of your time here at Albright. I look forward to talking with you soon. Take care.